I would like to just do videos that coincide with my blog post for those people that just don't like to read, or it's too much to read, and just a lot easier sometimes just to watch a video. So I'm gonna get right into it. So again, it's the 6 easy steps that I've personally done myself to lose weight, especially after I had both children. Both of my kids I gained almost 60 pounds with. So it was a lot to lose, and it can get really just overwhelming and just very daunting to, just to have to lose all this weight after you have children, or, stressful seasons of life. So whatever the situation, I hope that these tips that have helped me can help you. So tip number 1 is drink more water. And yeah, it sounds very simple, and you probably wouldn't think of this for even a way to lose weight, but there has been so much research done on just water in general. Our body is made up of 70% water. And according to, I'm looking at notes here, by the way, but according to Mercola, your blood is 85% water, and your muscle is 80% water, your brain is 75% water, and even your bones are 25% water. So that just shows you how essential water is. And you need to be able to flush out toxins in your body. So if you're just full of toxins from just different things you've eaten or things you're just exposed to, if you don't have enough water in your system, you're just gonna feel sluggish. You're gonna feel tired, and all of the different symptoms that go along with dehydration. It's the list is too long to even go into, but drinking more water can change just the whole way that you feel, and it's just so extremely important. And I'm going to post the links for the studies and the article by Dr. Mercola. He, within his actual article, it has the studies and everything in there, so you can look that up yourself. I'd highly recommend it, just so you can, see it yourself. Another tip number 2 would be eat more fat. And, there's so much stigma with fat in general. A lot of people think that, just in the past, what we've been exposed to and how we've been conditioned to think that fat is so bad. You need to eat low fat this, low fat that. And I'm not saying that every single fat is good for you. Obviously, there's hydrogenated fats, which are really bad for you. Trans fat, which is the same as hydrogenated fats. And those are extremely bad for you. Those are in fast foods and processed foods, all kinds of things like that. But what I'm talking about is good quality fat. And when I say good quality fat, I'm talking about coconut oil, I'm talking about olive oil. There's also tallow, which is like fat from cows. And there's just grass-fed butter. There's different options that you have, but this is essential if you want to be able to eat a good amount of, a meal that is going to keep you, full for longer. You want to make sure that you have a good amount of fat in there, because that's going to hold you over. I can guarantee that. And again, there's been studies on this of people that actually eat good quality fat in their diet is, your brain works better. Your brain is made up of fat. So when you eat good quality fat, you're fueling your brain. There's a book by Dr. Mercola that's called Fat for Fuel. And it's a really good book that just like breaks it down and explains the importance of just good quality fat. And I also will put a link for Dr. Axe. He really does a good job. He's just awesome, by the way. You need to follow him and listen to all his information. He does a great job at breaking down all kinds of different topics. But anyways, there's very simple ways that you can do this too, by adding, the fat into different food choices or cooking with good quality fat. Tip number 3 is cut back on sugar. I feel like all of us know this, but just don't practice it. And a lot of the times we're just so naive. We don't look at, you know, the ingredients. I would highly recommend looking at ingredients and everything that you eat, because there's so many things that you don't even realize have sugar in it. And I've done the sugar detox twice. I actually did it with my children and my husband the second time around, and it was absolutely amazing, the results that we had. So I'd highly recommend to do it if you haven't, and I will put the link of my experience doing the sugar detox, so you know, you can kind of see what my you know, what my tips are. So cut back on sugar, use natural, you know, forms of sugar. You can use maple syrup, honey, if you want to add you know, that flavor. I know it's hard to transition out of a diet that's high in sugar because it's really addictive. So again, that's why I would recommend to do a sugar detox, so that you're able to, you know, just to retrain your palate. And it's amazing what it does when you take it out and just reintroduce foods. So I would, again, highly recommend doing that, and just making sure that you're actually being really cautious with where you're putting it throughout the day, because you know, if you're not keeping track of it, there's so many different ways that you're eating sugar throughout the day, and that's definitely a way that you're just storing fat, and just, you know, it's just an ongoing process. So my fourth tip is lower your carb intake. So this is really important because, again, there's just so many misconceptions with carbs in general. Not all carbs are bad. What I'm talking about are just the starchy. A lot of times we will just consume starchy food and breads and bagels and muffins and you know, just foods like that that are super, super high in carbs. And they also spike your insulin, which causes you to store fat really easily. So I also will include a link for, there's actually a YouTube video by, I can't think of his name right now. Oh, Dr. Mark Hyman. And he does such a great job at explaining, you know, just the slow carbs and, or, you know, good carbs, bad carbs. And you just want to make sure that you're eating good quality carbs. Vegetables have carbs in them, so obviously eating enough vegetables or an abundant amount of vegetables is just amazing for you. And if you're not an athlete and you're not working out excessively, then you don't need a large consumption of carbs. If you cut back the amount of carbs that you're eating and you focus on good quality carbs and eating them in moderation, then you're definitely going to see a difference. I mean, 100%, I can guarantee that. So I'll include that link for Dr. Hyman's video so that you can kind of see the difference between the good and the bad carbs and slow burning carbs. Also, a book I would highly recommend, Grain Brain by Dr. Perlmutter, is absolutely amazing. That is what changed my life and really opened up my eyes to the explanation of just what gluten is and, you know, just carbs in general, and just how we should understand, you know, eating them, and good quality ones versus bad quality. And, you know, again, I'll put the link for that book. It's amazing. Number 5 is stay active. Very simple, but a lot of us just don't ever think about that on a day-to-day basis. If you have a desk job, I had a desk job, and it's very hard because my desk job was very mentally exhausting, and I would go on my walks here and there, but overall I just wasn't as active as you know, I should have been, so that your quality of life is just so much better. There's so many positive things that come from working out. And I'm not saying you need to be working out excessively. I'm saying go on a brisk walk, you know, park further away from the store, take the stairs instead of the elevators. Do everything you can with the with the time you're given. You know, when you have you may not have the opportunity to constantly go to the gym or, you know, have some type of workout routine, but you can stay active. Even in your home, like there's things you can do while you're cleaning, all kinds of things. So, you know, there's again been studies on this that show that mobility and staying active, you know, just increases your quality of life long term. So, yeah, very simple, but make sure that this is something that's part of your everyday life. And the last one I have is planning ahead. That one has been huge for me, especially for really busy people. I'm a mom of two, so when I don't plan ahead, I'm more likely to have to, you know, go to a fast food restaurant, to pick up quick food that is not really the best, and to just get really stressed out and end up getting something that's not the best because emotionally, like I want certain foods in those moments. So planning ahead, when you don't even have to think about it, you can easily just grab and go, and you have options that you've already planned ahead that are good for you and that are going to fill you up. I usually make sure that I have a protein, a carb, and a fat in every single one of my meals for myself and my family. And when I have planned that ahead, and when I have snacks and all kinds of things that can, that I know is going to fill us up, and I know it's just good quality food and good for us, then obviously it's just not a stressor. And, overall, we're just eating good quality stuff. So again, planning ahead, I know it's not the easiest thing, especially when you're busy, but I'm telling you, if you take time that you plan to, you plan time to plan ahead, then you will be able to be successful in terms of the, again, type of food that you're eating. So these are my 6 tips. I really hope that this helps you, and please let me know if you have any questions. Again, I will put the links of all the information that I've shared, and I really hope that, this helps you and you're able to be successful with your New Year's resolutions. All right, well, thanks so much, and please visit my page. I have plenty of other information, and I will continue with my videos as well. All right, thanks so much.